how to find high-paying notary clients without spending all day on the phone. So this is something that I think is really important for people to know. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And if you stay to the end of this video, you'll be able to understand how I do it, how I've done it in the past, and how you can do it as well. So how do you find high-paying notary jobs? Well, first off, you got to know what the high-paying notary jobs are, because each one of them breaks down. So you have, of course, you have the apostilles. You have your apostilles. You got your, I guess, loan signing. I don't like to use loan signing sometimes just because I just be so tired of hearing it. It's like it's the go-to. When everybody enters, they just go straight to loan signing. But you have the apostilles. You have your loan signing. You have the estate planning, which is my beginner favorite. You have your fingerprinting. I don't do much of those. I'm gonna forget one off the top of the head. I guess you could put power of attorneys in there. You could put your POAs in there. POAs. So in order to find high-paying notary clients, first you need to know what are the high-paying notary jobs. Then when you find out what the high-paying notary jobs are, and you price yourself accordingly using the system that I showed you guys in the other video and using that $5 method that I showed you guys in that other video, then you're able to make more money with doing less work each day. So sometimes when people ask how I hit these numbers, I'm like, yo, I just charge more. That's what my mentor told me that in the past, just charge more. And I wasn't listening. It didn't click until years later. And I'm like, damn, for the same service, I could be charging way more. So use that $5 method I showed in that last video. Anyways, going back to the video, how to find high-paying notary clients, you need to double down on one of these if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to just get a lot of jobs, if you don't mind doing a lot of little jobs and bringing in income that way because you don't mind, like, you know, thugging it out, then you can do everything. You can do the mobile notaries. I mean, not the mobile notaries. You can do the general notary works and the little off jobs like the school forms and stuff like that, the I-9s, stuff like that. But if you want to pay bigger, if you want to get those bigger payouts where you're getting like 150 plus, 200 plus, you need to stick with these: your apostille, loan signing, estate planning, fingerprint, and POA. I guess for the sake of this video, I will stick with the estate planning, right? So how do I find my higher estate planning, or how did I do it? This was the easiest way when I was starting off. Estate planning. In order to find them, you need to be in the areas that they are in, obviously. So in the past, I used to live in the Boca Raton area, West Palm Beach, where there was a lot of elderly people, and there's a lot of wealthy elderly people. And those people had a lot of money. And because they wanted to pass that down and make sure that they didn't have any issues when they did pass away, they made sure that all their estate planning documents were all accounted for. So they had their power of attorneys, and in estate planning, it can include all of these, sometimes a few of these in your estate planning, which is why I like them. It's basically a bundle of your POAs, your power of attorneys. Explain that. You have your healthcare derivatives, you have your wills, you have your trusts, and then you have your and there's two different types of power of attorneys too. There's a financial and then there's a medical power of attorney. But let's say you have like 4+ different documents. That's why it's so expensive. So what I would do is I would focus on the most expensive areas and make sure I market towards them. So one of the places that you could market, for example, when you're doing the estate planning, is you can market to the attorney offices, if it'll let me type it up. Attorney, I'm just put offices, law offices, and then the retirement homes. And I wouldn't say to do hospice, but I mean, if you don't mind doing that, it just depends on what type of person you are. Like if that bothers you, then don't do it. But I'm just going to put it there for the sake of the video. But yeah, mainly focusing on these two, your retirement homes and the law offices. And what I did was, and then I did SEO for them as well. So I would run ads to them, run ads, boom. So under estate planning, I would have run ads just so you guys can get a picture of this. You have your law offices right here. You have your retirement homes right there. One of the easiest things that I did, the one that didn't require me leaving the house, was running ads. So you'll have different law websites. And in case you didn't know, through certain platforms like Google Ads, they have the Google Ads search networks, or the search partners. And what they do is they post ads on different sites. Sometimes they'll post ads on these law sites, and when you're marketing your services and different people from law firms see that, then it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just go ahead and use this person because it's conveniently on their website. And most of the time, these lawyers or these attorneys are already on those websites. So when they see it there, it just makes it effortless. So you get found from running the ads, and the attorneys seeing you on their websites that they have within their communities. Just like in notary in notary communities, you have like the notary cafes and stuff like that. They have the same exact thing. But just imagine like a notary cafe, but in it there was ads saying, "Hey, I can teach you how to get more clients." You know what I'm saying? It would be something similar to that, but it's just in the law office realm. That was one of the ways that I was getting clients. And you can do the same thing with retirement homes, but retirement homes is probably a little bit more legwork. So you run ads to these law offices, and then you also do the guerrilla marketing strategies that I showed from the Notary hybrid system. So I ran ads. This was going on in the background. So I was getting calls and making sure that I had a landing page that was tailored towards law offices. So when they come, they know that I specialize in doing business with law offices, so they feel more comfortable doing business with us. So that was one thing. Secondly, what I also did was make sure that I was calling them. So one of the things I would do is scrape the list. I'm not sure, this might be a little bit gray area, but I'm just giving you guys the truth. I would scrape the list, and this is something I always talk about because it's easy, but it takes legwork. You scrape the list. You can usually use Fiverr. You can use someone from onlinejobs.ph, or you can use Upwork. Hire somebody and tell them to scrape a list of all the law offices within your area. You can do this within your zip code, your tri-state area, your county, whatever, however far you're willing to walk, however far you're willing to drive. And then you go down that list and you email them all. Because I don't want to have you guys, for the sake of the video, not spending all day on the phone, one of the easiest ways to do it without calling them is just sending out emails. Send out tailored emails, and when you send an email, just make it something simple. What a lot of people tend to do is when they're doing these email blasts is they'll send out like a big ass like email with all this stuff in there and all these fun facts. You don't want to do it like that. When you're doing something with these law offices, because they get marketed to so much, you kind of want something just very simple. I might see if I can send you guys some examples, or I'll put it like in the I might make something and put it like in a community group so you can guys see. But it's really just like a simple email that you want to send them, because all you're trying to do is kind of like open up the conversation. So you can email them, and then there's also a site called Rockets. I think it's called like Rocket Search or something like that. But when you go to this website, I'll see if I put it in the description below. When you go to this website, what it'll allow you to do is you can type in the law office, and it'll give you the names and the positions of each person in the company. So you can email them to 3 different people within each of the companies. That's how I was doing it. Email it to them, just outbound. And then you can also reach out to like the desk assistants and the desk clerks, and then offer them some sort of commission as well. Because if they feel like, all right, I'm getting something out of it, they'll be more in tune or more willing to book your services, especially if you make it easier for them. Because a lot of time at these law offices, the people that are calling you, a lot of times it's not the lawyer themselves. It's usually like the paralegal, or it'll be like the assistant. Those are the ones that are really like calling out. So if you make some sort of deal with them, it'll be much easier for you to get recurring business. And to put another tip down here too, you can do LinkedIn. I was just about to start doing these LinkedIn ads. I haven't ran, well, I did run them, but I didn't run them for very long. But it doesn't say that it doesn't work. I'm still going to put it here for you guys. LinkedIn ads as well. And when you reach out to the LinkedIn ads, you can actually market directly to these law offices and just focus on doing estate planning. Oh, actually, I did do this. What I was doing is I was running ads for the LinkedIn. I stopped doing that, and then I started doing it manually. So what I did is I went on LinkedIn and I reached out to all the people. I typed in estate planning attorneys, and I just followed a whole bunch of people in the estate planning attorneys. I connected with a lot of them on LinkedIn, and then I had a DM'd message that I would send them saying, hey, this, that, and the third. I'll work with this, and that. If you ever need something in your area, this is what it is, and here's an easy portal for you. And I sent them an easy portal. So that way, when they need somebody, when they need a notary, they don't have to go on Google and search for you. You just create a portal and give it to them, so that way they can book your services. But like, that's one of the easiest ways that you could do it. But for each I would say niche that you're trying to do, the strategy is a little bit different, but it's similar. It's basically running ads towards that specific niche. Each one of these that I have on here on the screen, it's scraping a list, reaching out via email, and then doing it via phone call as well. But if you're not trying to spend calls on it, you just want to go through the manual version, send them an email, find them on Facebook, find them on LinkedIn, and send them a private message. Those are probably the easiest ways that you're going to have with reaching out to these high paying notary jobs. And it's the same thing for these retirement homes. Oh, and then I'm sorry, let me give you one more for the law offices. So you can scrape emails, scrape the list, send them an email. You can reach out to them with LinkedIn using LinkedIn ads. You can run regular ads on there. And then you could do also the guerrilla marketing. So that's going to the place in person, handing out your business cards, talking to them, charming up the person at the front, and then incentivizing them by letting them know that, hey, for every person that you refer to me, I'll make sure to put 10% to the side for you, 20% to the side for you, however you want to do it. Look at your state if you want to look at specific laws to see if you're able to do that or not. This is for educational purposes only. So yeah, do that, and then you'll be good to go. You're going to get business from them. And what happens is when you get business with these businesses, rather than doing like the one-offs, like the general notary work, they tend to use the same people over and over. Like the firms that I work with, they just call us over and over because they don't want to, not saying that they're being lazy, but they don't want to find somebody else. Once you find a company to work with and then they have an affordable price, they get the job done for you. They could do it within an hour or they could do it within the same day. They're going to keep using you. But that's the easiest way to find the high-paying clients. And this is the example of using the law offices for estate planning. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure that you go ahead and let me pull it up for you. There's a free notary kit down in the comments below. You can go ahead and download that. It'll have all the tools that you need. Also, I do one-on-one, so you can book a call down below. I'll help you go through the entire process. And also, for the mobile notary mastery bundle, if you get that in the comments below, I made it extremely affordable for you to get. So it has the phone scripts in there that you can use if you feel like calling these offices. And it also has the email templates that I use as well. You could copy those, paste those, send them off, or change them up a little bit, which I know some of you probably won't, and send them off. But it is in your best interest to change them up just a little bit. So when you're sending them, everybody doesn't have the same email. But if you do all of that, you'll be good. Go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments below. Make sure if you like this video, if you have any questions, let me know. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out.